We mentioned the scholar who was the grandson of Shaykh al-Islam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab. He was the Imam, the Muhaddith, the Shaykh, a great scholar of hadith of his era. His name was Sulaiman bin Abdullah bin Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab. Died in the year 1233 after the Hijrah. In this context, it refers to 1818, the year of capitulation, the year that the ruler of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in his time, the fourth king, Abdullah bin Saud, that he capitulated. In that same year, he was the author, as we mentioned, he is the author of the first explanation of Kitab al-Tawheed. And it is in fact possibly, as the scholars have mentioned, the most comprehensive and the largest and the most athari explanation of Kitab al-Tawheed, Taysir al-Aziz al-Hamid. So he was the grandson of Shaykh al-Islam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab. He was killed at the age of 33 by the representative of the Ottomans, Ibrahim Pasha, who was the son of Muhammad Ali Pasha, the leader of Egypt. So Ibrahim Pasha was sent by the Ottomans to come to Dir'iyah to demolish the Salafi state. On the way from the seaport of Jeddah, as they came across the whole of the Arabian Peninsula and they reached Najd, which is from the east of Medina, by the time they reached there, they went after village, destroying houses, killing and murdering the Muslims and the people of Tawheed. So when they reached Dir'iyah, that they came, Ibrahim Pasha came to Dir'iyah. Sheikh Muhammad bin Ibrahim al-Sheikh, he has a introduction to the Taysir al-Aziz al-Hamid of Sheikh Abdullah or Sheikh Sulaiman bin Abdullah, the author of Taysir al-Aziz. He mentions on page number 13 that Ibrahim Pasha, when they came to Dir'iyah and when they came to the Najd, they brought with them singing girls, singing women, who would sing and dance for them. And they would play musical instruments. And they would drink alcohol. And they had with them French military officers. Which year? 1818. They had French military officers. They had English naval officers. And they had with them Italian physicians. They brought everyone with them. They had military weapons and artillery that they were firing towards Dir'iyah. And Sheikh Muhammad bin Ibrahim al-Sheikh, he mentions that not once was the adhan heard from the encampment of the Ottomans, or the encampment of Ibrahim Pasha rather. So once Abdullah bin Saud capitulated in 1818, Ibrahim Pasha was not done. And this is the treachery of these types of people. They brought out Sheikh Sulaiman bin Abdullah, the grandson of Shaykh al-Islam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab, in 1818. And they brought him out, and to infuriate him and humiliate him, they called for the playing of musical instruments and the singing of women around him. The Pashas, Ibrahim Pasha's hatred and desire to humiliate this scholar, eventually, because Sheikh Sulaiman bin Abdullah, he wasn't affected by what they were doing. He knew that they were trying to humiliate him. So he would continually, making dhikr, calling upon Allah, making dua, not paying any attention to the humiliation that they were trying to put him into. So Ibrahim Pasha became more enraged. So then they took him out to the graveyard in Dir'iyah. Once there, he ordered that the soldiers, that they surround Sheikh Sulaiman bin Abdullah, the grandson of Shaykh al-Islam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab. Then he commanded every soldier to point his rifle towards the Sheikh's body as he was put in the middle of them. And he commanded each of them to fire just one bullet each into the body of the Sheikh. As they fired, the Sheikh's body was torn to shreds. Sheikh Sulaiman, this great scholar, was only 33 years old when they killed him. For what reason did they kill him? Ask yourselves. He's a scholar. He used to teach Bukhari. He was an imam who taught Bukhari to the people, and Kitab al-Tawheed, and Aqidat al-Sahiha. So why kill him? Why? Because of their enmity. Ibrahim Pasha and those with him, their enmity for this land of Tawheed. So they each of them shot a bullet into him up until his body was torn to shreds. Then the soldiers were then commanded to gather his flesh and limbs together. So they gathered it together and put it together. Then Ibrahim Pasha went to the father of Sheikh Suleiman, who was also a scholar, Imam Abdullah bin Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab. He was the son of Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab. He was the father of Sheikh Suleiman. And he wanted to now humiliate him and say, look what we've done to your son. What are you going to do? Look what we've done to your son. So he went to him and he said to him, look, we've killed your son. So Imam Abdullah bin Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab, he remained patient. He remained patient as a righteous father is. And he said to Ibrahim Pasha, he said, even if you had not killed him, he would have died anyway. Meaning, death is not in your hands. He would have died anyway. Allah would have taken him anyway.